So as you can see, we are in the Crawlspace here in Charlotte for a structural repair. We got the code violation report and then the structural engineer report saying what we needed to do in order to get this to pass current code. This is a duplex that was built probably in the 80s, early 80s is what it looks like. So let me flip around and show you what it looked like and then show you what we've been able to do thus far. So we have our temporary jack wall holding everything up. And then each one of these joists, we've cut back at 18 inches. That way we could add another girder on. You can see that sandwiched girder in the middle right there where it's crumbling apart. But what we did is we sandwiched that girder in there, added another one on top of the pier here, and then ran full joist, new bridging all the way down. So this is the third span that we've done. And then while our adjustable jacks are holding up everything with this 4x6, and we have those floor joists removed, we're attempting to correct as much of the sag as we can. There's a pile of center blocks right there where we put a bottle jack on top of that and lift as high as we can to try to get rid of a lot of the sag that was right here in the middle. And for the most part, we're able to get rid of a lot of it. Of course, you can't expect to correct 20 or 30 years worth of sagging in 3 or 4 days. So we're getting it just absolutely as close as we can just to make sure those joists are matched back up with the girder and make sure that girder is still resting on the piers as it should. And right here is the old floor joist. Of course, you could go through there with a sawzall and try to cut all of the nails that connect the original subfloor to this floor joist if you wanted to. But even the structural engineer report said that we were able to just put a secondary full span joist right next to it. See, it goes all the way down there from leisure strip up to the girder, but add a secondary floor joist all the way through, put some nails and screws every 8 inches or so to conjoin the two. But in order to prevent damage to that existing subfloor, this is the best repair that we could come up with. So as you can see, the new joists are all in. The old joists are there, they're just cut. And especially right there around that cast iron pipe, it was pretty difficult to get those in. But we got 3 more total girder spans to go. We'll be able to take down our jack wall, move all of it, and move it down as we go. So now you can see it without that temporary wall in the way. You can see the damage to the girder. And the reason why we switched it out, looks like it had a lot of termite damage, but we got it set back up on both piers and then got those full length joists back in and got all new bridging in there. So just to give you an update of where we're at with our Charlotte structural job, we got to rebuild the pier that used to be sitting right there. Somebody had chipped out a lot of the blocks in order to get those vent pipes down when they did some type of renovation upstairs. So we're going to be rebuilding that pier. We've already checked the footing, got the structural engineer to sign off on that. And then you can see just how hard the guys have been working this week to get new floor joists all the way down on both sides. So for each one of those girder spans, there is 7 total. All the ones we've had to work on, we've put our jack post in there, jacked up all the joists, cut free, and about 12 inches away from the girder, replaced the girder and or the rim board, and then put a full span joist back in there, and then let our jacks back down and moved it down span by span all the way to the end. And you can see how it is on both sides. So you can see there's still a few spaces we got to add our bridging in there, as well as down here. But this is a completely new floor joist system that we completed from the bottom, because just above us we have a tenant And right now that side is vacant. This is a duplex, but this is a completely new floor joist system all the way back that we've been able to do from underneath. So next week, that final jack post is coming down. We got to replace the girder on the other side of that. Rebuild our pier with a couple CMU blocks and some mortar. And then we got to patch a little bit of subfloor. You can see where somebody's done some not so great patching of subfloor with brad nails. But we're going to be going back through and patching the subfloor from underneath. And once we finish up that, we'll be calling in the inspection and getting this job completely wrapped up. So right here's another look just so you can get the magnitude of how big this project has been. In grand total, we've done 38 floor joists and 6 girder spans and 3 rim boards. And you can see just right here how much we have lifted this floor. This floor joist right here was how that floor was sloped down as it meets that pier, and you can see just how much we have lifted up this floor system, got it back from being spongy and soft upstairs